When did you get to watch someone walk in the exact shoes they forced you to wear? My roommate Ashley always hogged the washing machine like she was the queen of our tiny apartment. She'd leave her clothes sitting wet for 3 or 4 days straight, claiming the dryer was broken whenever I desperately needed it. Emma, you seriously can't just expect to do laundry whenever you want, she'd say, physically blocking me from going down to the basement. Ar ethid territiv resimi pide mi it. Sifel brust proselyte rewrite sign Abby's claim drapis mumgol. Upigin be shech. I'd end up wearing the same pair of jeans 3 times in a row because all my clean clothes were trapped behind her moldy towels and sports bras that smelled like a gym locker. When I finally worked up the courage to complain about the smell drifting upstairs, she'd just shrug her shoulders. Maybe you should get your own place if you don't like sharing space with other people. Ashley only worked part-time at some trendy coffee shop downtown, but she acted like she personally owned our entire apartment building. She'd invite her loud friends over for wine nights without bothering to ask me first and get genuinely mad when I tried using the kitchen during their impromptu parties.
Alright, Emma, learn some basic social skills, she'd mutter loud enough for everyone to hear.
The situation got worse every week. Ashley would use both washers in our building's basement, then forget about her clothes completely. I'd find her stuff sitting there getting that musty smell while I carried my overflowing laundry basket up and down 2 flights of stairs like an idiot. She had this annoying habit of doing laundry right when I planned to do mine, almost like she could sense when I was getting ready to head downstairs. "Oh, sorry, Emma, I was here first," she'd say with this fake apologetic smile. The absolute breaking point came on a Sunday night when I had work clothes that desperately needed washing from Monday morning. I found my wet clothes thrown on the dirty basement floor because Ashley suddenly needed the washer for her coffee shop uniform. My favorite sweater was covered in dust and cat hair from the previous tenant. "Ashley, what the hell?" I said, picking up my soaked shirt that now had mysterious stains. "It's just clothes, Emma. Stop being so dramatic about everything," she replied, not even looking up from loading her single work shirt into the machine. That night I started apartment hunting with a fury I didn't know I possessed. Within 2 weeks I found an amazing 1-bedroom place across town with my own washer and dryer right in the unit. Ashley seemed shocked when I told her I was moving out. "But we're such good roommates," she whined. "Who's gonna split the electric bill with me?" "But we're such good roommates," she whined. "Who's going to split the electric bill with me?" Asked 3 months after I moved out, Ashley got evicted from our old place for not paying rent. Apparently, without my half of everything, she couldn't afford basic living expenses. She started calling me constantly, begging to crash on my new couch since she had nowhere else to go and her parents had cut her off financially. "Sure, Ashley," I said after letting her squirm for a few days. "You can stay here temporarily, but there are going to be some house rules we need to discuss first." Her face lit up like Christmas morning. "Oh my god, Emma, thank you so much. I promise I'll be the perfect house guest." "Great. So here's how laundry works in my place. I do my washing on whatever schedule I want. My clothes always have priority over yours. You can use the machines when I'm completely finished." Her smile started fading as I continued. "Also, if you leave wet clothes sitting in my washer for more than 2 hours, I'm throwing them on the floor, just like you did to mine." The first week was perfect. Ashley tiptoed around my apartment like she was walking on eggshells, being overly polite and helpful. But by week 2, old habits started creeping back in. I came home from work to find her clothes spinning in my washer. "Hey, Ashley," I called out sweetly. "When did you start this load?" "Like 6 hours ago maybe," she said from the couch where she was binge-watching Netflix. I marched downstairs, pulled her soaking wet clothes out of the machine, and dumped them in a pile on my laundry room floor. Then I started my own load like nothing happened. When Ashley found her clothes an hour later, she completely lost it. "Emma, you can't just throw my stuff around like garbage." I looked at her with the most innocent expression I could manage. "Ashley, you seriously can't just expect to do laundry whenever you want," I said, echoing her exact words from months earlier. "Maybe you should get your own place if you don't like sharing space with other people." The recognition hit her face like a slap. She stood there with her mouth hanging open, holding her damp shirt, finally understanding how awful she'd made my life. She moved out the next week and hasn't spoken to me since. Sometimes the best revenge is just returning the exact same energy someone gave you.